It's about kids and trust, and there's such a social structure around children and what they're allowed to do, not allowed to do, how we're allowed to interact with them as adults. It's sort of a metaphor for an argument that children should be allowed deeper citizenship rights and should have more of a say in their community, and that they are capable people who can make decisions and contribute just as any adult can.
I can't actually believe that members of the public is actually going to let children cut their hair.
I think Darren, our artistic director, he likes the idea of play and the idea of people coming together, and he's sort of
in kind of atypical social situations. Generally, the way we interact with children is very limited and very
prescribed.
And
stranger danger, and don't talk to this person, only talk to that person.
Exactly, and even the act of receiving a haircut from a child is often a really unique experience for an adult, to have a child that they're not related to touch them in such an intimate way, and to hand over, such a huge amount of trust to a child that you don't know.
I'm Head of Creative Learning at the Norfolk and Norwich Festival, and this year we're very excited because we are working with lots of schools that we already have a relationship with through creative partnerships to involve them in the Norfolk and Norwich Festival, and this is one of the most exciting ones that we're doing because it's working with Catton Grove, and you're one of our Change Creative Partnership schools, and this project is going to open the festival up. On the first day of the festival, we're going to be starting with young people being right at the heart of the festival and performing, and taking over Flint Hairdressing Salon and showing us what they're made of.
We initially became involved because we wanted to share with the children a very unique experience. We wanted to be involved with 2 or 3 different organisations. So far, it's been absolutely fantastic. The children are really loving it, and everybody is working together to make it a success.
Well, it's the first time I've ever worked with a large amount of people. In fact, it's the first time I'm involved in any sort of event like this, really. I'm normally sort of cutting people's hair all the time. So I've really enjoyed working with the school, actually. It's been great getting involved with them. To have someone like City College being involved, I think it's been really great with the facilities and the amount of attention they've had. And what's been really good as well, I think, is that the students were teaching the students.
The biggest thing for the children is for them to be able to open themselves up, to be totally creative and think outside the box.
So the first day of the workshop is essentially going in and introducing ourselves, introducing the company, meeting the kids, and briefly touching on the kind of artwork that the kids will be involved in making, because essentially they are collaborators with us. They are artists in this project, and so oftentimes they haven't come into contact with contemporary art and or social-based practice.
What do you think the artist was trying to do by showing that these 2 teams can work together? And do you think that there's a bigger message at all, or do you think it was just about sports?
A bigger message that you can do like 2 things in one place.
You can do 2 things in one place. Maybe that people can work together. Maybe that 2 cultures that are really, really different can do something together, and it's not as hard as it may seem.
So it's just about explaining what that is and what their involvement is and how it's art, and giving some examples from other contemporary artists who've done projects similar to this one in the sense that they are also socially based or deal with relational aesthetics. It's a framing, really, of what the project's going to be.
At first I didn't really know what to expect from haircuts for children, and I think initially I just thought they're going to be learning to cut hair, and I didn't realise there was a whole performance element to it, that this was going to be opening the festival. And the fact that children are being put in a situation they wouldn't usually be in terms of a risk situation, which I think is great for them.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it, but it's a little bit scary. Yeah, she'll have enough practice because we've been doing it together with mine. Because my mummy helps us, and I've got this hairdressing book, and we do all different styles on the dolls and then straighten them out and things.
Day 2 was to get them kind of moving a bit. We do an exercise that is kind of political in its background. We make a list of things that kids aren't allowed to do, specifically kids, but adults are. We divide them up based on their opinion of the issue. So yes is on one side, no is on another side, maybe's in the middle. And it gives them a real kind of sense of what it's like to be, for example, in the minority and to be staring at your classmates who are all opposed to you in opinion.
There's some pupils that have opened up that I think they're used to their environment and they're stuck in the patterns of the way that they act in schools. And there's a couple of children who have really kind of come out of themselves, and they've started, I think, through being able to talk about what they've just done, just for now, for example, drawing pictures of haircuts that they'd like to do and fantasy haircuts, that it gives them room. There's no definite answer to it. They can do what they want, and I think being given them a chance to do that means that they don't feel that they're failing, and I think that really helps them.
We try to do a little bit of, I guess in a way it's traditional artwork. The first day we end the session with them doing either a flyer or a poster to advertise the project, because we really like the kids to feel that they are integral, and they are integral
and taking
to
ownership
the project.
of the project.
Yeah, take ownership.
It's their event that they're promoting and that they're framing and how it's being presented.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second day was just to start really the creative wheels turning about the haircuts that they could potentially do. That exercise of drawing hairstyles and brainstorming different kinds of looks is kind of is about just getting them started to think about being creative with it.
And also growing the confidence that they can make decisions and that it will turn out great.
Yeah. So the first haircutting session, hair training session, we should say, in this case we had the City College with us, and that's really fantastic. So we had to introduce the kids to a new facility, new people, and that was great. The main aim of that workshop is to introduce safety, scissor safety, safety with various other materials, hair dryers and so on, and also to learn how to greet a client, how to feel comfortable with strangers, how to be hospitable. They also learn combing, parting, sectioning, and the beginnings of cutting, and they cut, usually trim. And so it's just really step-by-step process on that first day to get them going. They're always rearing to go. They usually want to shave it bald first, right off the bat. So it's about kind of learning that there are other things, there are other steps between hair and no hair.
So I'm now with Miss Hobbs. She's told me to call her Jo, and she's head of School of Hairdressing here at City College. Now, Jo, there's a real buzzy atmosphere here this morning. Your students are a little younger than you must be used to dealing with, is that right?
Yes, indeed. They're all about 9 years of age, and our students really start here at 14. So this has been a real change and a real challenge for us.
They seem to understand it as well. Yeah, they are really behaved. They are well behaved. Yeah. Not like my brother.
Yeah, not like my sisters at all.
The boys love combing their own hair as well.
Yeah, they're like, just look in the mirror.
And so far, I mean, they seem to be really, really engrossed and really enjoying what they're doing this morning.
Yes, it's actually really a pleasure. My staff are just sort of demonstrating, but they are actually applying all what they're hearing and learning straight off. And this, for many of them, is their first time. So yes, they are really enjoying the opportunity, but they're actually really focused on their heads of hair.
Today was about exploring options. So not just straightforward, straight line trims, but what other things they can do with hair, what they can do with scissors, and just to get their kind of minds working around different things that they could potentially do for different clients. And if a client says you can do anything, what does that really mean?
And practicing some of those things and doing so without having to worry about what happens, because I mean we are obviously using mannequin heads, and they can just really go wild. They can really try something they've always wanted to, maybe, or anything their imagination can come up with. The final workshop will involve shorter haircuts, so take it from long to short, and eventually, maybe halfway through, clippers. And so they'll practice designs, they'll practice various shapes. They'll practice mohicans and all kinds of other things, right down to very, very short hair and even beards. With
We've had mohawks, reverse mohawks.
Yes, Mr. T.
The freaky hairstyle. Ooh.
So they'll get to practice all those things. And then in addition to that, we'll go through everything again in terms of hospitality, greeting clients, because they will be running the salon, so they need to do reception and everything else, and of course clean up
and safety,
and review with them how things are going to go on the day of the performance.
You come into your appointment at 11 a.m. on Saturday the 8th of May. Yeah, haircuts by children.
I believe that you made an appointment for the project Haircuts by Children. I'm ringing because you made an appointment for Haircuts by Children. Are you sure that you're coming? Are you positively sure that you're going to come for your appointment? Do you want to know what time it is?
And your appointment is at 12:30 p.m. at Saturday the 8th of May.
Flute hair. On Bridewell Alley.
Well, you can say what you want.
Pretty good. Yeah? Okay, looking very forward to seeing you. Yes, we're looking forward to meeting you and cutting your hair. See you later. Thank you for your time. Bye. Okay, bye. 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 Yeah, bye.
Yeah, look forward to meeting you. Bye.
We will kind of go over how they can talk to people about the project and how they might be able to go up to a stranger or maybe someone else's mum or dad and show them a flyer and invite them to come.
The adults have as much a learning experience as the kids. Like, while we are focused on the kids having a positive experience and having confidence, it's also a challenge for the adults to be able to hand over their own sense of vanity to a child. I think is an interesting experience that most adults wouldn't necessarily otherwise have.
I think you'd be surprised. I think you can trust them, and I think that is about trust and how the tables are turned and how the child has got the power over the adult.
It's difficult to predict if there will be a difference in how the actual performance takes place.
It's kind of the nature of our projects that they're also experiments, and that we can't predict exactly what the outcome is going to be, but we're interested in setting up interesting situations and seeing what comes out of it.
I'm glad you phoned up, Stephen. In the studio with me at the moment, I've got my producer, very important man, David Webster, who I think wants a word with you as well.
Yeah, I think you've got two of us booked in, haven't you, for haircuts on Friday?
Yeah, I've got someone called Stephen.
Yeah, that's me, yeah.
And someone called David Webster.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah, that'll be me. Now, what sort of haircuts have you been training on? Because I've got short hair. I'm just wondering how much shorter it's going to be on Friday.
If you just want a trim, we can just do a trim if you want.